Hey everyone, so we're going to dive straight into Binance coin today, BNB, and really take a look at the market structure for where we are at in the current market cycle. BNB has been an interesting coin because since the parabolic move that we got in February 2021, we haven't really, tested any of the downside targets near our breakout point, and we've really just consolidated sideways, which to me does show that there is a lot of strength in this market because corrections typically take place in two forms really. Obviously we correct to the downside and test some of those lower regions, or we can just correct sideways in time and price, which is exactly what we've done, ranging between $670 and $230. Looking at the current price action, we are at a level of resistance for the moment. We've had quite a nice run on some of the altcoins and cryptocurrencies in the last couple of weeks, so we do want to be mindful of that, and we're at some key points of resistance in both Ethereum and Bitcoin, possibly coming up at about 50k, 53k. So we do want to be cautious of those levels. And if we bring out our VPVR as well, you can see that the areas that I've marked out in both red and green, are really the major areas of support resistance, where you've seen we've got here area of low volume at $440, where we see massive price rejections from in the past, and areas of massive support as well. So this is why this is going to be a key area for Binance to try to get above if we want to push higher. Now what you want to see for the bulls to start to take control of this market is really some of these lower highs that we've been creating overall in the market. You can see since November, okay, so we really want to start breaking above this level of like 450 and start to take out some of these, some of these larger highs to give us an indication that the market trend is changing, because at the moment we are just downtrending over the course of the last 5 months. So for that to shift, we want to see us break about $450, move into this area, retest this as support and consolidate, and that might give us the platform to move higher and challenge some of these all-time highs up near the $600 to $650 range. But as I've told you before, the trend is your friend until the end, so your bias still needs to be, in my opinion, to the downside, because until this breaks and until it gives us any sort of indication that we are moving higher, okay, this could just be another rally that just gets sold into, okay. And even if we do clear 450, we could still just create another, lower high at about $480, something like that. And then essentially just, swing failure pattern this level and then move back down. That's another area or another scenario, should I say, that I'm looking out for. And if we just drop out our Fibonacci retracement tool, we can see that that also brings us up to about the 0.5 to 0.618 level. So anywhere within this level as well, which is a key, general resistance zone that we want to clear on most coins, would still put us at a lower high. So if we start to move above the 618 really, then that really starts to give you a little bit more confidence that we're moving higher. But until that happens, I just want you to be cautious of any moves to the upside, because a lot of these pumps for these altcoins might not be so real and could be just fake outs. Areas that we want to be keeping an eye on is obviously going to be this $330, $340 level that I've marked out in green here. If we start to lose this area, okay, and we get like a higher time frame close as well to give us a little bit more confirmation, maybe on like the weekly, okay, then that does tell me that we're probably likely going to move down to the next level, which is going to be retesting this $230 level. And maybe we do stick within this range over here and we just stay range bound for the entirety of this down move. Okay, so that's definitely something I want you to be aware of if we move lower and break $330. Now, in the event that we do lose $220 or $200 or so, okay, and we don't manage to hold this range, I think that the lowest that BNB is likely to go is probably going to be tagging this order block over here at about $130 to $150. Okay, which was basically the area of price that we consolidated in the middle of our parabolic move back in February 2021. Whilst I have spoken about smaller consolidations in a massive parabolic move don't typically tend to provide, base level support, I think that because Binance is actually, you know, quite far above this level. I don't see it possibly retracing down another 88, 90% from here and going back down to about $48, $50, okay? So really the next level to be looking out for is going to be that $150 to $140 level. Now, when you're on the weekly chart, you can't actually even see that $150 consolidation because this move was so strong last year. But if we take our Fibonacci as well, we can also see that the 0.786 level is also somewhere in and around that $150 level, which might prove to be a bottom or a base should cryptocurrencies, you know, base out at lower prices at the end of this year. So overall, our areas of value to add into is probably going to be somewhere over here at about the lower $200 area. And I think if we do move to that $150 area in the event of a major dump or capitulation, okay, I think that that's going to be a really nice area as well to add into Binance for the long term. I don't see us going to $50. If you want to see more of these daily altcoin videos where I show you price targets and areas of value to buy into to keep you on the right side of the market, please do go ahead and drop me a like down below. And remember to subscribe to the channel down below so that you can keep up to date with these videos. So let's crack on. You can see that Binance has been doing overall really well over the longer time period as well, and has been outperforming Bitcoin really since the last like 5 years or so. So it's generally a chart that trends up and right. So you know, the areas that we're looking here again are going to be pretty similar. I mean, this doesn't look too dissimilar from the USD chart, but we've got our range highs, which if we break those and can close above those, then we can look for higher price targets, which is going to be at 0.011 sats, okay? And then we've also got this low over here at the range lows at 0.007 or 0.0074, okay? So somewhere in that level is, you know, those areas of value below us if we manage to drop that low. And then if we break this to the upside, then that might tell us again, give us some confluence that we're possibly looking at higher prices. But I also want you to be, you know, aware that we've got this area of price consolidation that we got back last March and February as well. So the areas that I've circled here might prove to be an all-time bottom should we move below this range that we've been in, okay, for Binance coin, which is also the previous all-time high on Binance Bitcoin. And some of the targets I'm looking for personally on Binance, okay, if we take some of the major waves, where does that put the 1.618? We've got a target here at about 1,400, okay, and even if we move any lower than that, then potentially we might find, you know, even if we move down to like $150, okay, that still puts the 1.618 at about $1,300, $1,400. So that's one target that we're looking for as well. And if we take the extension of the major wave from March 2020 to February 2021, what we can see is we're also getting some confluence here as well. Because if we just take the extension of that wave, that also puts us at about $1,130, $100,150. So this would be an area of profit taking that I would be looking at if we were in Binance and it decides to do its own thing, because Binance can behave in quite a way that is different to a lot of the other markets, and you get a lot of these coins, you know, Luna can be like one of them. Binance has done it quite a few times in the past. I remember in the last bear market that Binance was just like pretty much doing its own thing, although it's followed, you know, the overall market structure of, you know, periods of moving up and moving down. It tended to create like higher highs and higher lows, and in 2018 actually did not create a lower low like a lot of the other altcoins when we were in that harsh bear market. So let's keep these targets in mind as well, just in case we, you know, decide to move up higher and we break $680, $700. Now, you know, I'm someone who likes to add in areas of value, and I try to mark out these key levels because, you know, many of the times that we talked about them in the past on this channel, they do get hit. So I wanted to make you aware of the weekly RSI as well, that we're not too far off some of these lows that we tend to hit at about 30 to 35 on the weekly RSI. This can prove to be a really good buying opportunity and can mark out some of these key lows that we got in March 2020. You can see here we got in December 2018 as well. So in the event that we do dump down in the coming months or sometime this year, if we see on the weekly RSI that, you know, we've retested this midpoint where we broke down from, which is again showing me that's why I'm always cautious at the moment that, you know, we might be looking at further downside in this market overall in 2022. So if we do break down from that 50 level and we start to create lower lows on the weekly over here, and we break that 42 level, which we've seen support from so far this year, then the next level that I'd be looking at is, like I said, somewhere between 30 to 35. Let's see if that area is also in confluence with some sort of market bottom on crypto. So I hope you got some value from that video, and you've got those levels both above us and below us so we can start to look out for, and you know, you've marked those on your chart for future reference. Like the video if you have not already, and I'll catch you in the next update. Peace out.